What's up guys, welcome to Ethanol Feed. Today we're going over 10 tips to survive driving in the winter. So, winter is here, which means cold weather, and cold weather means snow and ice. And that can be really annoying when we're trying to drive and go about our daily activities.
So here are 10 tips to make driving in the winter easier.
Alright, so tip number 1. It sucks when you have to go out in the morning and you're in a rush and you have to shovel all the snow out of your driveway and off your car. So the easy fix for that is the night before it snows, get some water, just pour it everywhere, all over your driveway, all over your car, because everybody knows snow can't stick if the ground is wet. Alright, tip number 2. Another preventative maintenance thing you can do is leave your headlights on overnight, so that way they don't freeze over and you're able to see and the bulb doesn't get too cold and not be able to turn on. Tip number 3. So if you forgot to pour water on your car the night before and snow's on it, the easiest way to get it off is actually take boiling water and pour it all over, especially the windshield, because you want to be able to see. So make sure it's boiling hot, just pour it right on, the snow should melt right off. Tip number 4. If the boiling water didn't get all the ice off your windshield, the next thing you do is take sandpaper and put it underneath your windshield wipers, so that way when they wipe, it wipes away the ice. Tip number 5. Something that a lot of people don't do that they should do is swap out their summer air for winter air. That helps prevent bubbles from forming in your tires. Tip number 6. The next tip I have is to make sure you put antifreeze in your oil and your transmission fluid. So what that does is what it sounds like. It's called antifreeze, so it prevents it from freezing. When it's too cold out, you don't want your oil to freeze because that could cause catastrophic engine failure. And same thing for your transmission. Tip 7. Another thing that a lot of people don't do is swapping out the coolant for just straight water. The job of coolant is to help keep your engine cool, but when it's cold out, you don't want your engine to be that cool. It's too cold. Tip 8. Another issue I hear a lot of people complain about in the winter is that their brakes start sticking, and that's because of the cold weather. The cold air just doesn't let the brake pad separate from the rotor when you're pressing on the brake pedal as easily, so the easy fix for that is just to put a little bit of oil around your brake rotor, and that'll help lubricate it and prevent it from sticking. Tip 9. So I know a couple people that own diesel trucks, and something that they always tell me they do in the winter is they swap out their diesel fuel for gasoline. That's because in the cold weather, diesel fuel can actually gel up and get too thick and clog your fuel injectors. So when you put in gasoline, the chemical compounds just make it less susceptible to freezing and gumming up. And finally, tip number 10. And the last tip I have for you guys is something I actually do all the time in the cold weather, because I hate when I get into my car and it's cold and I'm freezing and shivering and I just want to start driving. And that is I run an exhaust hose from my exhaust into my front window, and that just puts some warm air faster into the cabin and warms it up quicker. But make sure that you wait until the engine is a little bit warm, otherwise you're blowing cold air directly into the cabin, which is the opposite effect you want to have. Alright, I hope you guys did not find these tips helpful at all, and I hope you do not follow any of them because you'll probably die. Thanks for watching though.